Ballistic missile slice through Kyiv high-rise. Trump slams Macron over false claim about his G7 summit departure, and how Trump answered why he is not imposing new sanctions against Russia. The latest news next. Russia launched a massive drone and missile attack on Kyiv overnight. Some of the threats were neutralized, but the city suffered damage, says Colonel Yuri Ignat, head of the communications department of the Air Force Command. According to him, Russia launched around 440 strike drones, approximately 280 of which were Shahed-type drones. They attacked the capital from different directions, including along the Dnipro River, creating threats across the entire city.
A huge number of these Shaheds surrounded Kyiv from different sides, some flying along the Dnipro River, while others came from eastern and western directions, striking various districts of the capital.
He also noted that 16 Ha-101 cruise missiles were launched, 15 of which were shot down, while one struck a residential building. Additionally, 2 Ha-47M2 Kinjal missiles failed to reach their targets. Russia also used Caliber missiles in the Zaporizhia region, which were not intercepted. One of the most massive strikes. Ignat emphasized that fragments of cluster munitions were found in Kyiv, which contained many submunitions designed to inflict maximum human casualties, evidence of the terrorist nature of the attack.
This is one of the most massive strikes on Ukraine, he said. Kyiv has endured even worse. There were times when dozens of ballistic missiles rained down on the city. There were previous attacks with Kh-101s, Kinzhals, and possibly ballistic missiles when Okhmata Children's Hospital was hit, among other horrifying moments in the history of our capital and other cities, Kharkiv, Dnipro, Sumy, and so on.
He compared the situation to attacks on Israel, where hundreds of ballistic missiles are launched simultaneously. However, unlike small Israel, Ukraine is significantly larger in territory. Still, the enemy uses a tactic of massive but pinpointed strikes to inflict maximum damage. Minister of Internal Affairs Igor Klimenko said that in the Solomensky district of Kyiv, a ballistic missile hit a high-rise building. It particularly passed through all 9 floors from top to bottom. It is worth noting that for the attack, the enemy used not only ballistic missiles but also cruise missiles as well as drones. Putin is a merciless killer, a monster who sends death from the skies to tear apart families, dreams and futures. Every night, innocent people live in fear, not knowing if they will see the morning. Mothers clutch their children, fathers hold back tears, and whole cities shudder under the weight of destruction. This is not war. This is terror unleashed without conscience or mercy. The pain is unbearable. Homes turn to rubble, laughter fades into silence, and the heart breaks with every lost life. Yet, amidst the darkness, Ukrainians stand unbroken. Their spirit fierce, their hope unyielding. But how much more can we endure before the world wakes up? How many lives must be stolen before justice comes? The whole world must hear this cry. Putin is killing us. He is killing our mothers, our fathers, our children. He's trying to erase us, but we are here, alive, and our pain demands justice. The world cannot look away. We back you. See us, hear us, stand with us, because every dropped bomb, every shattered home, every fallen soul is a call for humanity to rise and say, enough. Russia, through its massive strike on Ukraine, is showing complete disregard for the United States and other partners who have called for an end to the killings. In doing so, the enemy seeks to portray the G7 leaders as weak, Ukrainian's Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha reports.
This night, Russia launched a massive and brutal strike against Ukraine. Hundreds of drones and missiles targeting civilians. Kyiv suffered particularly severe attacks. Putin does this on purpose, just during the G7 summit. He sends a signal of total disrespect to the United States and other partners who have called for an end to the killing.
According to the foreign minister, by doing so, Russia not only rejects a ceasefire or a meeting of leaders to seek solutions and end the war, it cynically strikes the capital of Ukraine while pretending to pursue diplomatic solutions. Putin's goal is very simple: make the G7 leaders appear weak. Only strong steps and real pressure on Moscow can prove him wrong, CBI added. This is a cynical act of war and deception. Putin kills peace while hiding behind words of diplomacy. He strikes at the heart of Ukraine, mocking world leaders and trying to portray them as weak. But the truth is, only strong resolve and unwavering pressure on Moscow can stop this terrorist. The world must unite and show Putin will not prevail. US President Donald Trump has said he is postponing the introduction of new sanctions against Russia pending a possible agreement to end the war in Ukraine, reported by Trump at the G7 summit in Canada, quoted by Ukrainian public broadcaster Suspilne. Trump said he was waiting to see whether the agreement to end the Russo-Ukrainian war would be signed. When asked by a journalist whether the US supports Europe's call for new sanctions, Trump replied, "Well, Europe is saying that, but they haven't done it yet." When asked why the US is not imposing sanctions on its own right now, he said that he was waiting to see if the deal would be signed.
When I sanction a country that costs the US a lot of money, a tremendous amount of money, it's not just, let's sign a document. You're talking about billions and billions of dollars. Sanctions are not that easy. It's not just a one-way street.
While Ukraine bleeds and its cities crumble under relentless attacks, Trump sits comfortably calculating dollars instead of human lives. He talks about billions of dollars as if the price tag on innocent blood and shattered families is just another number on a balance sheet. Every moment he delays, more mothers lose their children, more homes turn to rubble, and more dreams are crushed by Putin's terror. This isn't politics, it's a betrayal of humanity. The world watches as millions suffer, and yet he hesitates, putting profit and convenience before justice and solidarity. Such cold-heartedness is unforgivable. The pain of Ukraine is real, urgent, and demands decisive action, not empty words or excuses. The time to stand with Ukraine was yesterday. The time to act is now. US President Donald Trump has sharply responded to remarks made by French leader Emmanuel Macron regarding his trip from Canada to Washington, according to Trump's post on the social media platform Truth Social. As Trump stated, Macron falsely claimed that the American leader had left the G7 summit in Canada to help resolve the conflict between Israel and Iran.
Publicity-seeking President Emmanuel Macron of France mistakenly said that I left the G7 summit in Canada to go back to DC to work on a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Wrong. He has no idea why I am now on my way to Washington. But it certainly has nothing to do with a ceasefire, much bigger than that.
The US president also added that Macron is always wrong, whether purposely or not, and advised people to stay tuned. As previously reported, US President Donald Trump left the G7 summit in Canada early, skipping the final day of the event. That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Support Ukraine, like and subscribe.